to Halcyon, the city of hopes and dreams. Superpowered supervillains lay their super schemes. And if you want to take them on, you're gonna need a team to win the fight. But for the Varsity Knights, the teenagers by day, superheroes by night, young and strong and daring and ready to fight. When evil comes around to take a bite,
watch out for megabytes.
Look for the Varsity Knights.
So we can do a quick recap.
Okay.
Last time was Homecoming.
Yes.
And all of the stuff that happened there. A shield was stolen.
I got yelled at.
Yes, Tyson got yelled at a lot. Diego got yelled at.
I think that is the meanest Nell can possibly be.
Which is not a lot.
No, it was not very mean, but I don't think they're capable of being any more mean. That is the max mean.
You met Farah Zamanisov, the Atlantean exchange student, or Seafarer, as she is known to the wider world. You met Susan Ooze.
Susan!
You met Dreadwolf.
So, is Dreadwolf a singular entity, or are all of these teen wolves considered Dreadwolves?
A Dreadwolf is a singular entity.
Okay.
Similar to Hati or Skull.
Cool. Then all the teen wolves are like disciples of Dreadwolf.
Yes. So, to get us back into the mood of things, let's go around and share what was like a favorite moment from last session for your character.
Clearly it was stealing the shield and getting to ride it. Oh, are you new?
Ooh.
That was the best.
I met a hot fish lady,
So yeah.
That's true.
but I got my ass kicked.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you did meet a hot fish lady.
I did. I don't know if it was my personality or the fact that she thought I was cold-blooded.
Cool, so there's another crush.
No.
No. Cool.
Well, speaking of, my highlight from last session was that Kitty and Nell had an adorable, awkward date.
Yeah.
They did.
That kind of got interrupted.
Yeah, and then Kitty finished it by getting really drunk with Chet.
Oh god.
And what about Nell?
I think that was also a bit of a highlight for Nell, but a highlight for me is I'm excited to look more into this Dreadwolf stuff and potentially do something stupid. But that's what this says.
Seafarer good.
Yes, as far as you know.
Dreadbear
As
bad.
far as we know.
Susan, anti-hero.
Possibly.
Susan trying to convert Diego to her side.
Yes.
I don't know what you're
You guys
Side
should totally
evil.
ship that.
Cool. We are going to start with Nell. Have Kitty and Nell continued to hang out, or has other stuff gotten in the way?
So my guess on this from Kitty's perspective is that Kitty really tries to hang out with Nell a lot, but she also has so many other commitments that it's just like, oh yeah, we can hang out for like the half hour between the end of school and student council meeting, and then after that I have like 15 minutes before I have to be home for dinner.
You know, almost like, I mean, do you want to just come over for dinner sometime, or?
So I think this is at like an In-N-Out burger or something along those lines, which is the closest halfway point for the two of you to meet for a little while.
So are you telling me Halcyon City is in California?
Yes.
It's like, that's the only place
I thought it
I
was
know
New
has
York.
good-
Yeah, I
It's
was
New York,
picturing
but
it
they
in
have.
New York.
It's called Super
Home
Burger.
of the good burger.
No, it's called Super Burger. Obviously.
Super Burger.
Super burger.
Welcome to
Pretty
Super
good burger,
Burger,
yeah.
home of the Super Burger.
Take your order.
So as the two of you are just sitting and enjoying each other's company in the brief time that you get, Nell, your phone begins to ring, but it's not from a number that you recognize.
To the voice.
Almost immediately afterwards, you get a text, all in lowercase. It's your cousin. Pick it up.
We'll pick it up, but Nell's first thought is, which cousin? I have like 50.
The only one important to the plot.
Rin knows that, Nell doesn't.
Yeah.
It's plot adjacent cousin.
And as you pick up the phone, you hear Skull's voice, a little bit hushed on the other side, saying,
Cousin, Nell, are you alone?
Not technically.
Can you be? Listen, I don't have very much time. I managed to find a little bit of time away from the rest of the group, and I needed to speak with you. It's very important.
I mean, I can go outside?
Good, do that.
Okay.
Do you want to sit in my car?
Sure.
Here. Kitty gives them her car keys.
And Nell will just like sit in the passenger seat of the car.
In the passenger seat?
It's not Nell's car!
It's also more comfortable because I often would sit in my car to read a book during lunch, and you don't have like the brake and the accelerator right there.
Yeah. So Nell's in the passenger seat.
You get the passenger seat, and then Skull continues.
Listen, I heard about what happened, and I'm not really one for giving lectures, but why didn't you stay at the homecoming?
Because there was a lead outside as well.
Well, there was danger inside from what I heard.
Right, but that danger hadn't started yet. So I knew there was danger, I didn't know where. Then I followed a lead that brought me outside where there was also danger. And then I didn't know there was danger inside until after I dealt with the danger outside, so then I went back inside.
Well, what danger outside? The danger outside
Giant
was...
ooze monster!
Giant ooze monster doing what? Stealing my shields? I can call that back to me whenever I want. Listen, these are your classmates. They could have been hurt by this.
Yeah, I didn't know there was something inside though. That was the thing. I thought the thing outside was the thing that I thought was going to be inside.
You have super senses. You can get the sense of the... Listen, I'm sorry, I don't have very much time. While I'm undercover, I need to make sure that you can hold down the fort and keep people safe. Okay? Let me handle this situation. I've got this on my own, okay?
Okay, but like, Uncle Balder is telling me pretty much the opposite that you're telling me, and I'm more afraid of him.
Why? He doesn't have powers anymore.
You know, that really doesn't seem to matter. He's just kind of really intimidating.
Great. Well, guess what? I am your partner currently. You're going to have to just trust me on this one. I need you to keep the rest of Tucker Island safe while I'm doing this. And listen, I know you're probably itching to get after Dreadwolf, but don't worry, I've got a lead on that. Just let me handle this, and I'll handle the danger.
We should probably do that like together and stuff. I mean, that's kind of what partners do.
Yes, but well, I think you're not quite experienced enough for that just yet.
Well, and if I don't do things and I don't get experience...
He's trying to shift your labels here. He's trying to shift your savior up and your danger down. Will you accept that?
So my savior can't go up any higher,
Yes.
so that would be a condition, right?
Yes.
So yeah, going to resist that.
Okay, roll 2d6.
Oh, that's 2 1s!
2 1s, okay. So, on a miss...
Mark potential.
Mark potential,
just get those out of the way
very
real quick.
important. Their words hurt you hard. You mark a condition, and I will adjust your labels, so you mark 2 conditions.
Angry, guilty, and insecure now. Nell's doing great.
Great. Can I trust you on this?
Well, it doesn't sound like you really trust me at all right now.
Listen, trust is built over time, and you're still green. Now, I've got to go, or they'll be onto me, okay? Keep on being a good hottie, okay?
The call disconnects.
And Nell just sits there for a little bit.
As we cut away from Nell, we see Skull on the other side of the line, hanging up the phone. He is not wearing his usual regalia. He's instead wearing a hooded robe. He heads back into a room where we see braziers lighting up an altar, around which is one giant carving of a big, giant, sprawling tree, and a congregation of a bunch of other people, all wearing the same kinds of things. You can see underneath some of their robes little wolf snouts. And as this happens, the camera continues on past him in through the rest of the congregation, and we see a giant ooze monster with a familiar face standing next to her.
Now listen, let me do the talking here. They won't trust you because you've been associating with heroic types, but they wouldn't have trusted you anyways.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it's because of how I look. No, that's fine.
No,
Go
that's
for
the
it.
real reason.
Okay.
Listen, Diego, let me tell you a little bit of advice that I learned a long time ago when I transformed. I thought that it was because of my appearance that people started to hate me. But then I realized, looking back, that none of those people had ever stood by me before. You need to remember that if any of these people actually liked you, they would have stood up for you after you transformed. They already hated you, they just needed an excuse to express it. That's why you don't owe anybody anything, and that's why nobody will ever be as good for you as yourself.
Okay, to be fair though, the Varsity Knights did stick up for me several times. I saw it.
I see. Well, we'll see how long that lasts.
Just don't be an asshole about the Varsity Knights. Just maybe you don't have to mention them. Maybe there's just, you know.
Dreadwolf!
She calls up to the altar. The figure, it's like a really imposing, jacked wolf. That you did see this person at the dance. This is
not the one
person.
I thought.
This is that one.
This is that one? Oh gosh.
Yeah.
The one who knocked you out in one hit.
You previously saw him in
No?
like fancy clothing that tore away because he was transforming into a werewolf. But in this outfit, he's not wearing that. He's wearing a full tactical body armor kind of thing. And you see like his full kit includes a set of katanas over his back. He's got, you were pretty sure it's a gun strapped to his thigh, as well as like various different pouches and canisters of different gases. He's kitted out.
Damn.
And as Dreadwolf comes down, he draws a sword and points it directly into your face. Why'd you bring this one here? Was he a prisoner?
No, he wants to join us. He saw your strength at the dance and he wants to have a part of that. Isn't that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And why should I trust you? We're very particular about who we let into our ranks. As we see this, we see Skull in the background doing a little cough.
With all due respect, I know what it's... He was trying to lie and then he realized he can't. Look, you came to our school and I thought you were a threat, so I took the initiative. Wouldn't you take the initiative if somebody barged in here and tried to attack you?
Defending your turf.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I can understand that. But I still don't trust you.
That's cool. You're pointing a sword at me, so I don't really trust you either.
Listen, before we can let you in, you've got to do something for us. I've got just the plan for this. And as he says that, he pulls out a futuristic-looking cell phone device, and as he swipes onto it, you see a ship hologram loaded up. We're gonna cut over to Tyson next. You are currently in A.E.G.I.S HQ, as they've called you back in with bribes of something or another. And we see that holographic ship, the exact same hologram that they have in front of you.
Okay.
So you see here, this here ship's gonna be carrying a shipment of Atlantean technology, magic technology. And this stuff has been going missing for a long time. We've been trying to put our best guys on it, but the gal that's doing it, this Uzi Susan person, her abilities are just too strong in this kind of field, which is why we need to bring you onto this mission.
Tyson is there. He's dressed as Specto. He has a very serious look on his face. I think he is trying to do his best impression of faking it till you're making it and using, I guess, Nell as a proxy because they're kind of like the strongest stoic ones. So he's probably like hand on the chin, very serious, but he doesn't really know everything that you're saying. So he's getting an overall idea of cops couldn't do it. You need Spectre.
And I do mean that we need you specifically, Spectre. You can bring your team if you want, you know, your little Varsity Knights group, but ain't a single one of them as strong as you. I don't think they can handle it.
Well, not necessarily my team.
They're not your team. Shouldn't they be? Ain't you the strongest one out of all of them?
I'm not the oldest.
Well, sure, but what does that matter? I mean, you're a superhero. You got powers. Powers is what matters.
Yeah,
Powers is all that matters in this world, okay?
But I'm not even a teenager.
Do you know how...
I still need a babysitter.
Do you know when I got into the intelligence game, kid?
No.
I got into this game when I was 13 years old.
Do you have superpowers?
I got a shark head.
I can hit people with it.
But let me tell you something. The only thing that matters in this world is power. Who's got it and who can use it. If you got power, then you're the one who should be in charge. She's trying to shift your labels as well. She's trying to shift your danger up and your mundane down.
I think he's conflicted, so I think he'll try to resist.
Okay, roll 2d6.
9.
Choose one of the options of reject someone's influence.
I would clear the condition I have right now.
Okay, and then you have to act immediately to prove them wrong somehow.
Well, yes, you're correct, but also, I wasn't as good by myself without a team. So I'm gonna bring my friends. Because without them, you know, they're like inspiring.
Alright, listen. That's fine. You can bring your team if you want. It doesn't matter to me so much. What matters is that you're on that boat.
And we're going to need to everybody take a look at your arsenal, and I'm going to need a badge.
I mean, yeah, we can get you a badge, kid.
And the arsenal.
And the arsenal? It's not like you need it.
So?
Oh, you just want to take a look?
It looks cool.
Okay, yeah, you just tell you what, you can take a look. Hey, Bob, get in here. Give this kid a tour. Alright, and I think we can cut away from that one now and go back to Kitty. So I want to set the scene a bit for Kitty specifically. Last session we rolled downtime, the thing that you chose to let lapse was your dance rehearsals.
Yep.
So I think that between seeing Nell, doing superheroics, and doing everything else, you have not been able to actually make it to as many dance rehearsals as you previously have.
That makes sense, yeah.
So this is like immediately after coming back home from one of those. You're basically in the driveway getting out on Bluetooth with Amy, who called you because she needed some help with something, and she wanted to gush about how cool it is that you're dating Nell, and also can you maybe introduce me to her cousin slash teammate.
Amy, I think Skull is like a fair bit older than us.
Yeah, but I want to meet him, you know? Like, maybe he will get me or something?
Yeah.
Listen, Amy, I think that you could probably ask Nell this yourself. I'm not going to do it.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll see you at rehearsal later?
Oh man, I don't know if I can make it today.
Oh, okay, well, I guess, you know, enjoy the dating.
Right, I mean, no, I'm busy with student council, and I told Chet that I would help him set up a charity thing.
And I think the conversation continues as you're getting out, like taking your phone, going through the door. As you walk through the door kind of shuts behind you, and you see your dad standing in the doorway looking very stern.
Amy, I'm gonna have to call you back.
Okay, bye.
Hi. Hi, Daddy, what's up?
Kitty, can you take a seat?
Sure.
I've got some things I'd like to say, and I want you to take a second to consider them.
Okay.
So he pulls up a chair, kind of like sits down. There's like silence as he's like gathering himself and just like staring at you. So I heard from your dance instructor that you haven't been making it to as many of your rehearsals.
Yeah, which, you know, isn't really great being the captain and all. But, you know, I got a lot on my plate.
Yeah, I'm aware. You've got a lot of extracurricular activities that you're doing. I was more thinking of maybe you've got too much on your plate.
Well, no, I mean, I think that I can handle it all. I need to prioritize better.
Right, I agree. And you should be prioritizing your normal life. Do you understand?
But if I do that, then how am I gonna help people?
Well, you're gonna grow up, you're going to find some way of helping people, the right way. Instead of needing to put on this thing, and he's gonna like grab the helmet and just say, you don't need this thing to help people, you can just be kind. You can go into public service like I did.
I mean, I am kind, and, you know, that still doesn't help somebody if, like, there's a thing falling out of a building that's about to hit them.
Do you know how many masked crazy people are running around? And how many masked heroes are running around?
Not, like, exact numbers.
But there's a lot, right? You couldn't name them all. Why does there have to be another one, and why would it have to be you, of all people?
Well, because sometimes I'm the one who's there.
Well, I think that you need to take a second to reconsider who it is that you actually are. Because last I checked, on your birth certificate, it doesn't say Ricochet.
It also doesn't say Kitty, it says Catherine.
Oh, which one of those shortens to Kitty?
Ricochet.
I can see you, this wheel's turning. It's not going to work. Listen, I know this is important to you, and clearly you do good work as Ricochet, but I need you to not lose sight of your future.
And not doing enough dance is losing sight of my future?
Well, you've got a bright future ahead of you. We discussed this with your mother, God rest her soul, about how we would make sure that you got into the best colleges, and we made sure that you have good extracurriculars, and make sure that you have, friends along the way, so that you have a good life, an honest life.
And I have all those things. Well, except the college, but I'm applying this year.
Of course.
Or next year. 'Cause I'm a junior.
But we gotta make sure that you keep that in mind. And I'd hate to be the bad guy here. Kitty's fine, but Ricochet is grounded. And he's gonna take the helmet.
What?
Listen, I'm sorry. When Ricochet gets a sponsor, Ricochet can be ungrounded. That was a condition anyways, and that you're kind of dragging your feet on that one, so...
Well, I'm sorry that I didn't just want to take any sponsor that came along and wanted to, choose somebody who would be responsible.
Well, maybe you should handle your own responsibilities first.
It's not fair!
Tough.
She's gonna try to grab the helmet from her dad.
You're gonna try to do that?
When she has superpowers,
Yeah,
and he
you
doesn't.
can straight up do that if you want.
Doing the whole, grabbing my toy and running up to my room and slamming the door, except it's super speed.
Yeah, I think it is. It's exactly that. She grabs the helmet and she just, runs upstairs.
Okay.
But that's just, a blink of an eye.
You hear his voice call up from down below. The conversation isn't over! Ricochet is still grounded!
Like to see you try!
No, you wouldn't.
Ooh. I want to take a quick pause here and try to figure out what is making that beeping noise.
I have no idea.
It sounds like a text notification, right?
My cell phone's in my jacket.
Is your cell phone not on silent?
Yeah.
Do you want to put it on silent?
Yeah.
And that is me saying, please put it on silent.
Yeah.
Mine is also not on silent, but everyone who texts me is in this room.
Yeah.
Aww.
Cool. What kinds of things would everybody be doing in the downtime?
Looking at the arsenal.
I think you get a tour of the arsenal. I don't think you get access to anything particularly dangerous.
He just wants body armor.
Oh yeah, you can get that. If you just want an upgraded costume, yeah, you can get that.
I don't want weapons. He's literally a kid wearing cloth.
Yeah.
And so he'll need some protective gear, especially if Dreadwolf is wearing something.
So says Tyler. Diego's just mostly sticking with Susan, because he doesn't trust the Dreadwolf people. He doesn't even trust Susan either, but at least he has something in common with Susan, so he's...
Now, they've fully briefed you on the operation that they're going to run, which is going to be to attempt to steal the technology from the ship.
Oh yeah. I think he's very jittery, and continues to ask for reassurance from Susan, so, you're sure that they have a cure? They told you this, you've seen it?
Well, I haven't seen it, per se, but...
Damn it! You gave me your word.
I did. And do you think that I would be stupid enough to act without proof?
I guess not.
They have something that they call the blood of Yggdrasil. It's the same thing that transformed all of these people, and they say that it reveals your true self.
Okay, that's what my aunt said about Herbalife, so I'm not gonna trust that.
I've seen it work, Diego.
Have you?
On the Dreadwolf himself.
They're gonna give us their medicine? They're gonna give us that stuff?
Yes!
It doesn't just do the wolf thing, it also transforms you. It transforms you into whatever your true self is. And I can tell you right now that that's not this for me. Whatever it's going to do is going to be better.
Oh boy. Okay. Fine. But you're going first.
Very well. If there's not enough for you, then I guess...
Oh, wait. What do you mean not enough?
Just weirdo pointing it out that there might not be.
Well, then why should I do this job?
Do you have any other ideas for how to fix yourself?
No.
Trust me, it's a lot better hanging out with these crowds. At least with people like this, they all acknowledge that they're monsters as well.
So Susan does the best approximation of a pat on the back that she can do, which leaves your shoulder a bit slimier than usual. And then
Yuck.
trundles off to go talk with Dreadwolf more.
Now, to be clear, is it just going to be me and Susan doing this, or are the wolves coming with us?
There are wolves coming with you.
Okay, in that case, Diego would ask to touch some of their fur. He wants to blend in as much as possible, but he's not going to look like a wolf. He's just going to look kind of like more like a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Just a walking ball of
I
fur
can see that.
with limbs.
So I think as this is happening, you get a psst.
Hey, I know you.
As you look over, you see a very handsome-looking, kind of Thor-looking dude in one of these robes.
Oh boy.
Who? You're,
Oh shit. Wait. Shh. It's not what it looks like.
He grabs you and pulls you into like a side room and just says, "Okay, I need you to answer what are you doing here?"
Yeah, it's not what it looks like. I'm here because they asked me for help. Okay, it is what it looks like, but it's for a good cause. You've seen me, right? You've seen.
I'm sorry, you didn't really answer the question of what you were doing here. You just talked a lot.
I'm gonna steal some stuff for these guys in exchange for a cure. Now, the team doesn't know, and I'd like for it to stay that way. This is a part-time job. That's it.
So you, I think, at this point, do recognize this person as Skull. Also.
Oh yeah. I assumed that I did.
Yep.
Yeah.
so you're here to get a cure, and you're going to be working with these people.
This is a doomsday cult.
I don't disagree. I'm more using them as a means to an end. Is that not something you do? I mean, what are you doing here?
Listen, because you're friends with Hati, I won't out you to the group if you promise not to out me either. But I'm here undercover.
Okay. Yeah. No, that
But
works.
I want you to take a second and really reconsider here. You shouldn't be working with these people. They're dangerous. If you want to be a hero, then you need to learn how to not compromise your morals.
What if I don't? What if I don't want to be a hero?
You should get out of the game now. At least be honest with yourself.
And then do what? Just live in the sewers?
Do whatever you want. And he's gonna walk away as he's trying to shift your labels as well. He's shifting Savior down and Danger up.
I'm going to resist.
Okay, give me 2d6 for all.
7.
7, okay. So you get to choose one of the two options.
What's +1 forward again?
+1 forward is +1 to the next roll you make against them.
I'm gonna do that one.
Okay,
Just
so
sounds
you're
fun.
gonna cancel his influence.
And
So that
so-
means you don't care what he says anymore, essentially.
Yeah.
And I think another thing for Diego, similar to Kitty, now that you have this new group that you need to keep face with, you've been having some issues keeping up with all the other stuff that you do, which isn't a whole lot. It's a lot of sewer dwelling, but primarily it's
I haven't kept up with those sewer rats.
I do
my
more
best
dwelling.
friends.
Oh yeah,
primarily.
you know those turtles that I meet sometimes in the sewer and eat pizza with. You know.
Miss Fraser has expressed some concern for you missing the lessons that she does with you.
Nell also tries to find Diego because Nell is feeling very guilty
Okay.
Oh man.
and wants to apologize.
Where does that scene happen? Where does Nell end up finding Diego, do you think?
If Diego's like not in school or anything, would go to the area of the sewer where Diego lives and would look for him there.
But he's not there because he's not been keeping up with his dwelling.
That is true. That is true. I like the idea of this conversation happening in the school cafeteria where he like continuously steals food from, because that is another place he frequents after school hours, after school's closed down.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because the sewers just seems filthy.
Yeah. Makes sense. So at a cafeteria table
Yeah.
with a packet of like frozen corn dogs or something.
Oh, it's Uncrustables.
Okay.
It's Uncrustables all the way.
News PB&J.
So Diego's just like hanging out in the cafeteria somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nell goes over, has like an extra tray of food that they give to Diego.
When you walked in, he was like, oh, sorry, janitors don't like me. They freak the hell out.
Yeah, I can kind of see that if they weren't expecting you here and you're just kind of,
Yeah.
Oh,
you just missed Kitty. She just had one of her many meetings. I don't know which one.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of them. Hey, I wanted to kind of apologize for things. At homecoming, I knew there was some sort of danger, but Ferris said there was something outside and it seemed kind of urgent. So I went there and I wasn't really thinking. I kind of just left you and everyone else to deal with things, and you got hurt because of it. So, yeah, I wanted to apologize for that.
He feels very thrown off by that. That was the last thing he expected Nell to do. So he'll turn back into his leather form and just be like, No, I got hurt because of my stupid decisions, and the screaming was warranted. I mean, it was an heirloom, right? I shouldn't toy with that, and I was just, between pleasing the kid and trying to relieve some steam, it was a stupid idea, and are they pissed?
At me.
Did they find the shield?
It's somewhere more secure now.
Oh, okay.
I shouldn't have just left it in my room like that. Anyway.
Whew. He feels very guilty now over the fact that he's doing stuff behind the team's back. So what are you up to on this day? And he'll he'll ask specifically about the day of the operation.
Oh.
You got any plans on Saturday?
Does Nell have plans on Saturday?
Has Tyson told the team about this, I imagine?
Tyson, I would say Tyson held a brief briefing, if you will.
Which in theory would have included Diego unless he just
I think Diego couldn't make it, probably.
Yeah.
Where's Diego? Yeah. You know what? He wasn't there, and...
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Tyson goes to try and find Diego. Diego's not there.
Because he's not dwelling.
Yeah, because he's not dwelling. Tyson goes back home, his current home, which is with Nell. Nell and Kitty are hanging out, so then their one chance at like, maybe we have an hour.
So Tyson's like, I have important news.
He doesn't have that type of lisp. He's insulting.
Okay, hold on. I want to flashback and see this.
I have important news.
Tyson, he's making himself a sandwich. The two of you, Kitty and Nell, are hanging out on a couch.
Yeah.
And he's eating his sandwich. So it would be something like, are you guys doing anything on Saturday?
I think we actually had free time for once. Well, by we, I mean me.
So maybe we can do something longer than like half an hour.
Yeah.
Like maybe infiltrate a boat?
What?
Why?
Okay, sounds great.
Wait, what?
So we're gonna
What?
do that on Saturday around 9:30.
Why?
Cause we have to. Why?
You have to protect
He's
the
looking through
shipments
his book.
from
Yeah.
We gotta really protect a shipment that's being stolen. So you're not doing anything on Saturday. You might as well do it, right?
Do you think that'll help us find a sponsor?
I mean, we could always take up the one from Chet's mom.
And have Chet join the team?
Hang on a second. He's gonna guzzle some milk. What if we did something like whatever the Facebook or Instagram live version of something is, so Kitty can like live stream to show off their skills to like get a sponsor.
Pull a Jory.
Like hashtag Shark Tank.
So
hashtag
the thing
whatever.
is-
Like get to get
Yeah.
investors.
She would have to set up like a social media account for Ricochet, because she obviously cannot use her own social
Yeah.
media, which I'm sure
Yeah.
is very is doing very well.
Yeah,
Ooh.
or the Varsity Knights would have one as a group.
So Saturday 9:30?
Is this 9:30 at night or 9:30 in the morning?
At night.
It'll be at nighttime.
Okay, 9:30 at night in theory, then still have time during the day to do not that, right?
Yeah?
Who are you talking to?
Me?
Oh. Okay. Bye.
Flashback.
So yeah, what are you doing on Saturday?
One of my family members, I think it's like uncle twice removed or something. I don't know. The family tree's really confusing. Anyway, he's in a band and they're playing down at the boardwalk.
Oh.
So I was thinking I'd bring Kitty there because since our dance at homecoming was kind of interrupted, so that way I could kind of make up for that.
Oh, cool. No, that sounds
And
fun.
then there's another thing at night, but we should probably talk about that like not here.
What thing?
Tyson didn't tell you about that?
No. What, for Aegis?
I don't know if it's an Aegis thing. It might be. That might be how we found out about it.
Okay.
But yeah, it might be better to talk like not here. I think he was trying to find you, but he couldn't. I don't know.
Shit.
You've been
Okay.
kind of difficult to find lately.
He's still living with you?
Yeah, for the moment.
Can I come over?
After school?
No, like now.
Well, I kind of have the rest of my classes.
Is there any suspicion here?
From Nell?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Okay. Because I want to remind people that Pierce the Mask exists as a move that you can use against players as well. Yeah.
Nell is still angry.
Yeah.
Which means -2 to pierce the mask. So
Okay.
I kind of feel like that's not even on their mind.
Yeah, okay.
Not
Makes
to
sense.
mention, they have no reason to distrust Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Diego's like one of their best friends.
Yeah.
Diego's the person they went to for dating advice.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I'll just look for the kid later. Hey, thanks for the apology. That you're a good friend.
Yeah, I mean, I try to be. I mean, you're one of my best friends, so.
Oh boy. I should. Why? I mean,
What?
there are many people at this school who are like way better suited to be a good friend than me. I mean,
maybe, but none of them are my friends, are they?
You can roll comfort or support.
Sure, I think I have a minus to that too.
Yeah, you can try.
That's a 1 and a 5.
Failed.
Yeah. So no, Nell's not doing very good at this. Nell's still very agitated, and you can kind of tell. They kind of came to say their thing and thought they'd feel better, but they're still not feeling entirely better.
I'm just saying that you do what's good for the team, and I sometimes just do what's good for Diego, and that's not cool.
I mean, everyone does, right? I mean, sometimes you have to do what's right just for you. If you always did things that were right for everyone else, then you just wear yourself out. Sometimes you have to do what's right for you. I mean, within limits, you know.
Right, within limits.
Because, like, you know, if what's right for you is, I don't know, pushing a bookshelf down the stairs, well, that might hurt someone, and that's not good.
No, totally. No, absolutely.
I think,
Or
given
piano.
given that miss on that, I think what Nell is saying is only making Diego feel worse about himself.
I don't know. The bit about you could do things for yourself too did make him slightly.
Unless it hurts other
Yeah, unless it
people.
hurts.
Yeah.
He's listening.
Okay, given the miss, I'm gonna offer you the bargain of mark guilty if you want to mark potential.
What if I already have guilty?
Alright, then mark a different condition if you want to mark potential.
How about afraid?
Sure.
Afraid
Oh,
of
that makes
actually hurting
sense.
somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially because he now has a sense that the Varsity Knights will be there.
I think what Kitty would be doing is essentially trying to prove her father wrong and most likely failing. One, she starts going to dance rehearsal again, but she's kind of so out of it and tired that she's not doing very well there. And then in addition to that, she's trying to kind of do the Spider-Man thing, patrolling for really like simple things to save people from, or like get cats out of trees.
Oh, can at some point Kitty and Nell encounter each other because Nell's supposed to be patrolling?
You do the Spider-Man point.
Yeah.
So I want to say, at some point, Kitty, as you're patrolling near the docks, you just solve the issue of some petty crime where somebody forgot to pay for something and they just like walk them back into the restaurant and they're like,
And no dining and dashing.
I forgot, okay? Sorry, it happens.
That's what they all say.
As he's walking away, you hear a voice that you actually, I don't think you've heard this voice directly talking to you before, but, so, is this what passes for crime? And as you turn, you see Seafarer up on the boardwalk, just like looking at you like this.
For the podcast, Michael put both of his arms underneath his chin with the elbows out.
She's like doing the thing that you do if you were at the corner of a pool, essentially. Yeah.
I mean, it does when, you know, the restaurant doesn't get their money.
Yes, well, I was hoping that you could actually help me with something a bit more significant.
Yeah, sure.
Great. So, you're aware of the chosen offender by now, given what happened at homecoming.
The Dreadwolf?
Yes.
Yes.
Listen, I don't want to make assumptions, but I did do some research on your team before I came here. Do you know Chameleon?
Yeah, we haven't talked in a bit, though.
Yes, I worry about him because I haven't seen him for a bit. And I was able to follow some of the water currents to get a sense of his movements.
Okay.
And there seems to be, when I was able to keep track of him in the water, there seems to be one path that he is repeatedly following.
I mean, he likes to swim. That's how he turned originally.
Well, yes, but it goes into a tunnel system.
Okay. Like the sewer where he lives?
Yes, no, sorry, not the sewer. A different one. Listen, I'm only asking because I don't know him. He's your teammate, so I was hoping that you might be able to help me out with that.
Yeah, I can text him and see what he's been up to.
Okay, good. Just worry that he's making a mistake or something.
I mean, he usually makes... No, okay, he doesn't always make the best choices. I'll look into it.
Okay, good. You can sense that Farah has something that she wants to tell you, but isn't sure if she should.
Can I pierce the mask on that?
Can you go for it? Yep.
That is a 5.
A 5. Okay, yeah, that wouldn't quite do it. So, first of all, mark potential. Secondly, I think Farah gets a bit of a read on you in return and says, is there something wrong between the two of you?
Well, like I said, we haven't talked in a few days. I don't really necessarily agree with some of his recent choices.
Makes two of us. Okay, well, let me know what happens.
Sure, yeah.
Do you want some help doing patrol, or...?
I won't say no to help.
Okay, Seafarer just, like, pulls herself up, and then does a little bit of Atlantean magic to dry herself off.
Whoa, fancy. I just have to shake really fast.
Anything else that we want to do before we get to Saturday?
So I think Kitty will follow up by texting Diego, just being like, hey, can we talk?
He is trying to get a hold of Tyson.
Yeah.
And given that...
And Nell is talking to Tyson about plans for Saturday because Tyson has the map of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Diego's gonna be a little sassy.
Mm-hmm.
And being like, when your schedule's always booked, I'm just going to Nell and Tyson's if you want to meet me there.
So yeah, she'll plan to meet there.
He's about to get the doorknob when Ricochet gets there, because I assume you get there with fucking like
Super speed.
Yeah.
I would say though she isn't necessarily always using her super speed because she does have to sap the energy out of other things to get the super speed. Like it's not just like an infinite limit on that.
Right.
So she probably took her No, actually, she wouldn't take her car because that would be a kitty's car.
Yeah, so going to a secluded area, change out of the Ricochet clothes, and then take the bus as Kitty.
Yeah, okay, so she's showing up as Kitty.
Alright,
Okay.
so Diego gets there first. Doorbell rings.
They'll go and get the door.
Can Bob be there? Well, Bob knows about the mission.
If A.E.G.I.S is going to be involved, I might say this is at the Wolf's Den, as opposed to the house.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's
I thought we were at the Wolf's Den.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Bob is there.
Yeah, that works. Okay.
Yeah.
I was picturing like the house.
Sorry.
I also was picturing the house and was
Yeah.
thinking it would be weird if Bob was there.
That's
Just
what I was thinking.
This random adult hanging out here when, like, possibly Nell's parents aren't home.
Yeah.
Made muffins.
Yeah.
So then he would have texted Kitty,
Yeah.
meet at
Yeah.
the Wolf's Den.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Diego gets buzzed in to the Wolf's Den.
Hey, I thought it'd be better than crawling in through the sewers,
Ugh.
through the drain.
Yeah, it's definitely preferable to take the front door. Isn't that more comfortable too?
Yeah, I'm getting used to the stairs. Hey, kid.
Yeah. He doesn't like being called kid.
As you say kid, I think you see Bob's going,
Where have you been?
Tyson. I've been busy. I got a part-time job.
Uh-huh.
I heard you were
Where are
looking.
you working?
Oh, just by the coast, by the shore. Coast Guard. The Coast Guard.
Coast Guard. That's really cool. I have some family in the Coast Guard.
No shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, who are you reporting to?
No.
maybe?
Well. First, I want to respect Tyson's. he
Right.
was
Yeah.
looking-
No. Sorry.
Tyler,
sorry.
can you say that louder?
Yeah. Tyson is maybe looking very nonchalant, but he's mad at you. You've not been around. Your
Yeah.
answer sucks. And he's going to read your mind. Yes, he's going to attempt to read your mind.
I think this is just an unleash your powers unless you want to charge up for it.
7 plus 3.
Damn.
He's a 10. On a 10, you do it.
So basically, he wants to know, what are you lying about?
So I
Where have
think.
you actually been?
So just to be clear here, you won't be able to get very. You won't be able to like empathize with him in the way that you could get Pierce the Mask, but you
Okay.
can get like a specific vision, similar to what you did to the wolf.
I want to know the vision about what are you lying about when you're saying you're by the coast? Like, what does that look like, and how are you changing the coast into a lie? Like,
I think when he said the coast, he said that because that's where he met Susan.
Mm-hmm.
So he immediately thought of Susan.
so I see Susan.
You see Susan, you probably see them like, having an exchange by the shore. By the coast.
Friendly.
Yeah. Not a bickering match, just like actually just talking.
So he's 12. He thinks you're dating. And in my mind, and the way that Michael has been voicing this person, this Slimanoid,
She's a
And
person.
At this point, you know that Susan is a villain.
Yeah, and he's not giving this away.
Do I know that he's
Sorry, can you roll Pierce the Mask if you'd like to figure out if you can actually see it? Because
Oh, if you can see me, okay.
Oh no. Well, it is a 7 plus mundane.
yes.
6.
Let's see.
No.
So here's a mechanic that we haven't actually talked about. You can use Team Selfishly to shift your labels immediately after you roll, which would retroactively give you a 7 and make that a success. And that basically all you need to do is explain how does this action hurt the team in some way.
Oh, drama. No, but I don't think I
Okay,
want to. No,
cool.
no, I'm not there yet. So I have no idea that he just read my mind. I'm still bullshitting.
I think Tyson might be psyching himself up to be in charge. Because that's his first mission. Maybe he's like going over in his head leader words.
I heard that you wanted to meet up. I'm sorry. I've been busy for this job.
That's fine. We just made plans, and the way that I made the plans that I am finishing on right now, unfortunately, we don't have a space for you right now. And
Hold on a
so-
second. Listen, Spectre, there's gotta be room for more security on this, right?
Of course there is, but when you don't have the time to explain everything,
No
and
problem.
when you think that somebody is not telling you the truth, then I don't think that there was a need for that person on the team. And since I am the leader today, that is my final decision. But it was very nice to see you.
I think this is around when Ricochet arrives, because if it's the Wolf's Den, she definitely would have gone as Ricochet.
Absolutely.
Which I also think is great that she got out of costume, took the bus, then found someone to get into costume again.
Yeah. So Nell is debating interrupting here, the doorbell or whatever it is rings downstairs as Ricochet arrives and gets buzzed in. Why don't we do this democratically? Everyone can vote and see how everyone's feeling about this.
Vote on what?
Off the wings, probably.
Yeah, Ricochet's already there.
Yes.
This is her coming in.
Yeah.
Well, how about what time are you going to be around, more so towards the evening? Are you going to be working your second job?
Second job?
Maybe. I didn't realize you were taking over the team here, Tyson.
What second job?
Just something.
He works for the Coast Guard now.
Huh.
But anyway,
Why are you looking at me like that?
Nothing. It's just, somebody might have mentioned that you've been swimming into a tunnel system. Doesn't really sound very Coast Guard-y.
I mean,
tunnels aren't really the coast.
sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone and do the job that no one wants to do.
Sounds real.
So what, you're rescuing people who've gotten stuck in a tunnel?
No, I'm recovering stuff for people. You know? Look, it doesn't matter,
Coast
right?
Guard doesn't usually do that with the sewer system in the tunnels that go under the island.
Listen, I'm gonna be busy Saturday anyway. Just good luck with the job, and I can see that I'm not welcome here. And he's just staring at Tyson, even though Tyson's not making eye contact.
It's not that you're not welcome, it's that you're just not around to be welcomed. It sounds more like a you thing than us. But enjoy your work. We miss you.
Nell's like panicking a little bit.
Oh yeah? Well, at least you guys are allowed to be seen in public and people don't freak the hell out, okay? Forgive me for not wanting to be around.
Well, maybe if you didn't pick fights with everybody who shows up.
Well, maybe if they didn't show up,
real quick?
being antagonistic.
Let us have this argument!
There's mechanics. There's mechanics.
Shut up,
I was just about to do a thing.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, do I need to know the mechanics before I do a thing?
I would like to resolve one thing before you do a thing.
Okay.
And that is, it sounds like you are trying to provoke him to get the hell out of this room.
I'm not provoking him to stay.
So, can you roll to provoke someone, please?
An 8.
8. And what did you want to do?
As everyone is just like continually yelling at each other, Nell is still feeling very angry about everything else, and I think that gets the better of them in this case. And nobody is listening to them as they're trying to like interject verbally, and they kind of just snap, summon their axe, and just bring it down on the table in between everyone.
So, the reason why I want to resolve that first is that this is you rolling to defend Diego from the threat.
That is fair.
Did he succeed?
He got a partial success, but depending on what this roll is.
I'm also still insecure, so this might not go very well.
Okay.
So that's a 6, minus 2 makes it a 4, and defend is savior. So that's a plus 3, so that's a 7.
Wow! Which gives you a -2 to your roll, which then takes your roll into a miss.
Do I get potential?
Yes.
Yeah!
Woohoo! Failure!
On a 7 through 9, you expose yourself to cost, retribution, or judgment. So please go ahead and do your thing.
Summons the axe, which also puts him in full regalia and war paint and everything, brings it straight down on the table, smashes it in half. It leaves just like a clean cut straight in the middle of the table, barely even any splinters go anywhere. Alright, now that everyone's quiet, can we talk? Not yelling?
I'm sorry, y'all.
Alright, so we're planning something, and we haven't been able to get in touch with you. So you haven't been included in any of the planning. Which makes it really hard to bring you on now when we're really close to the end, and when we have to actually act.
Okay.
We can't really reschedule it. It has to be done at 9.
And what's the thing?
We're trying to help the Atlanteans with a thing. And Spectre is the one who got this mission, so he's been doing most of the logistics and handling this one.
Okay.
And so, I don't know, you say you're doing stuff with Coast Guard?
Yeah, no, that was a lie.
So...
Really?
I mean, I have to lie sometimes if I'm investigating.
What sort of stuff are you investigating? Maybe it's related to this.
Oh, yeah. So the Atlanteans, they want you to protect something from being stolen, huh?
Yeah. It's, they've gotten a lot of stuff stolen.
Well, Kitty, I'm sorry that I got into that fight with those assholes, but I didn't trust them, and I followed those assholes, and it turns out it was a good thing I didn't trust them because they are the ones who are going to be stealing something on Saturday. So that's what I was doing, okay? I was investigating, and I found their lair, and I overheard this.
Where is their lair?
So you get to it the same way that Susan does, which is through a series of tunnels that leads into an underground space. I don't think you have been there through the way that the rest of the group gets there yet.
I don't really know, but I know how to get there via the tunnels.
What's that?
Can I pierce his mask?
Yes, you can, but I'd like to know what your goal is.
I don't know if he's still lying. He's not telling us about Susan. I see him and Susan in this muddled image. It's nice to hear him say that he lied, but then it doesn't match up with what he saw.
Okay, yeah, sure. Let's have one more roll for that.
Okay. It's a 6.
Do you want to use Team Selfishly, or are you good?
I think he's gonna take the failure because he doesn't have enough to say that you're out and out lying, but he's gonna hold the spoozin card for a little bit, so I'll fail that. But you see me mean mugging you.
I think Diego, as you're looking at him mean mugging you, you kind of sense something was inside of your head, and you can think of one person in this room who could do that.
He's got his full-on body armor, and he's got the visor down, so he's just like. You just see his nose and mouth and chin.
Like Judge Dredd.
It's very Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd.
I mean, Nell, pulls up Google Maps. Can you, mark the general area that you think it is?
I mean...
Or, describe the entrance or anything?
I mean, it's a tunnel, and I take many lefts and right turns, and...
It was can you mark where the tunnel is?
Can I try to, roll to remember?
I think you can. You can just mark it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I do in fact point it out. So it's somewhere around here. I think it's underneath this super burger. I don't actually know though. It's this block.
Alright,
so I think actually, as you point out the spot, now you might know a special significance to this because this is a spot underneath a park, and if you recall correctly, this is underneath the biggest tree in the park.
Ah. Nell notes that, but doesn't say anything, because a lot of this stuff is family secret.
Mm-hmm.
I know where it is.
Oh, well, there you go.
So why didn't you tell us you were doing this before?
Because, well, first of all, they don't trust you guys. I mean, you guys are the Varsity Knights. We're the Varsity Knights. But, I don't know, I guess the fact that they kicked my ass, I had a little bit of leeway in there. I just showed up, and I claimed that it was to seek revenge, but they didn't believe me, and... Anyway, they're assholes, okay? They're gonna steal this stuff, and they're gonna do it on Saturday, so it's good that you guys are gonna be there. Maybe I'll show up too, I don't know.
Maybe?
I mean, your leader here doesn't want me to, so...
Well, we have a whole mission ahead planned, and we can't really go forward on a maybe Chameleon's gonna show up.
Fine, I'll go. I'm happy going as long as everyone's in agreement.
Yeah, so, well, how much time do we think we need to go over all the mission plans?
Turns out that Tyson wrote an entire plan B that includes Diego. He's a hurt kid, so he's going to be passive aggressive. He's not going to give you everything.
Alright, I mean, if you can commit to having this much time to dedicate to it and to be on time tomorrow, then...
Yeah. Maybe one of us, and I'm volunteering here, should continue to infiltrate the Dread Wolf people?
I don't think that'd be necessary.
No, you want to just face him head on?
Well, no, someone already is.
Oh. You know, I thought he looked familiar.
So you saw him?
Yeah.
He's doing okay?
No, he's fine.
Alright.
The war paint threw me off, but
Yeah. Alright. But yeah,
Okay.
see, the thing is, we kind of have a history with these guys, so school will be able to figure out a lot of stuff that even I probably couldn't.
Cool. Sounds like a plan.
Can I give badges out to people?
Yes.
What do the badges do?
I think they're just...
They're key cards.
they don't have access to anything. They just look nice.
I think when he hands it to Diego, there's just a little bit of a extra hold on it. But
Let it
Do
go.
these have
he's not
photos?
tugging it, just... He said what?
Do they have photos?
No.
No.
Yeah.
These were just like
Okay.
whatever they could find to play games.
Because I'm just thinking
Yeah,
it would have been
yeah.
so funny if they had photos and Ricochet's is just in a
Just the
motorcycle helmet.
just the helmet, yeah.
Oh, Diego's gonna start pacing outside.
Cool.
Like, shit.
Cool. So as you all are leaving, Bob does pull Tyson aside and say, Spectre,
Yeah.
you mind if you have some very violent friends. Maybe you should look into finding you a healthier team.
Your boss has a shock head.
Now, your super senses make it so that you're the only person who hears this conversation as you're walking out. I think unknowingly Bob is shifting your danger up, savior down.
Ooh. Yeah, no, definitely going to try and reject that. That's a 5.
So yep, mark another condition and that shift happens.
Can I clear angry for having
Yes.
destroyed this
yes,
table?
you can destroy it. You can clear angry.
Yay!
So I would like, unless anybody has any objections, I would like to cut to Saturday.
Yeah.
Diego, are you going with the team or the chosen of Fenrir?
That's a good question. I think he's going to try to keep up the lie for now.
Okay.
Because he wants that cure. But he plans to go with the team. But he plans to tell Susan and the other one somehow, I don't know, can he text them? Tell them that, I should be on the
You
other...
can tell them in person. I don't think they gave you contact information.
Okay.
So
well-
I actually do want to see this scene.
Okay.
So as they welcome you back into their little lair, you see like a lot of technology has been set up around this altar. There's like a bunch of stuff pointing upwards. You're not entirely sure what it does, but it looks very fancy, and you might actually recognize some of it as Hashimoto Corp tech. This is the stuff that's been stolen repeatedly.
Having been here a few times, or at least once before, would I know where the drains are?
Yeah, I think so.
What's the guy's name? The leader? The guy?
Dreadwolf.
So just Dreadwolf?
Yeah, that's all he goes by.
Hey, Dreadwolf.
You mean what you want?
New meat. Hey, about this weekend.
Yes. You're clear on the plan, right? We're going in on a couple of boats, Susan, and you will be our in.
Yeah. What are you gonna do if there's resistance?
What am I gonna do if there's resistance? Gotta cut through it.
How? Listen, I'm happy helping you out, and I know that you are giving us a cure, but I don't want to hurt anyone. Okay? I will
You don't
only
wanna
do
hurt
this
anybody.
if no one gets hurt.
Do you know who we are?
I mean, yeah, Dreadwolf.
Chosen of Fenrir.
Yeah.
Fenrir chose us because we're strong, and we have the right to do what we want with that strength. If that's too much for you, then there's the door.
Okay. I'll do this, but I'm gonna get to the boat myself. Not with you guys.
He looks at you, and there's something in his eyes, and he says, "Okay, sure,
I make my own way in. I'll meet you guys in there, and
sure,
we'll see how it goes.
sounds good. I'll see you there." As you turn to walk away, you feel electricity coursing through you.
Can I?
I'm gonna ask you to take a powerful blow.
Wait, but he's made of leather.
No, not right now.
Oh.
No, I was
Plus
talking
also
in my
you're-
reptilian voice. 8 plus conditions mark?
Yep.
11.
Oof.
I'm going to make a recommendation here, but on a 10 plus, you must remove yourself from the situation, flee, pass out, etc., lose control of your powers, or 2 options from the 7 to 9 list. But I would recommend, for story expedience, pass out.
Oh.
You'll get to be in the scene, don't worry.
Yeah.
The rest of this session is without you.
But now I'm the asshole. Okay, sure, I pass out.
Yeah. The last thing that you hear as electricity is coursing through you, you see him standing above you with the taser gun. As he says, "Susan, your recruit got cold feet. Deal with him." That's the last thing you hear. So, the team comes together on the docks. You're currently on a very nondescript boat that Bob is driving. You see Seafarer also sitting on the side of the boat, kicking her feet in the water. You're waiting for Diego, and he's just not showing up.
Fables.
Do we have time to try and find him?
Not by my watch.
I mean, if he was trying to play both sides, they could have found out.
Listen, we're on a tight deadline. We need to get out there before the ship makes it into the harbor, so that we can make sure that we're there before it gets attacked. He can swim, so...
We're going back to Puene.
Yeah, sounds good.
And before we go there, you should know that I read his mind when he was here last with us. And I don't know what it was, but he looked way too comfortable with Susan. And she's gross looking.
The boat gets into gear and starts heading out.
Right before it heads out,
Yes.
can I, just mostly for shits and giggles, try and use super senses to get a sense of if Diego is close?
Yeah.
Maybe he was just running late.
Yeah, I think you don't smell him. So, the boat starts heading out to intercept the shipping boat as it's coming in. And I think the team arrives without too much other incidents as you're welcomed on by the crew. The captain gives you the tour. It's all exactly as it was laid out. So there's the secure cargo hold where you can see the shipment of Atlantean technology as he cracks open one of the crates and lifts it up. You see this exotic style shimmering metal with a bunch of different magical glowing runes on top of it. The captain's just yeah, I don't know exactly what it does. I just move the stuff around.
And with my new power, constructs,
Yes.
I want to charge up.
Okay.
And with construct, I can create any object with my power up to the size of a person.
Okay.
I'd like to make a drone,
Okay.
like a surveillance drone.
How would you flavor that in terms of telekinesis?
It would be like this hazy kind of ball-looking thing.
Okay. So, as everybody's getting set up at their posts to monitor the boat and just make sure that you have a clear sight line to anybody who might be coming in, Farah approaches Kitty, calling out from her post in the water, and just says, "Hey, Ricochet,
Yeah?
did you get a chance to speak with Chameleon?"
Yeah. He was on his own mission that he didn't consult any of us about.
Okay.
Or tell us.
Well, I guess it's a shame he can't make it to this.
Yeah.
So we gave him a badge.
He was supposed to be here, so I don't know.
Okay, well, keep an eye out. I'll radio if there's anything. I think that as time goes on, the sun is officially very set at this point, and it's almost completely dark, save for the lighthouse and the spotlights at the front of the ship, and the lights on deck. I think Nell is the only person who can really see clearly in this group.
I kind of want to do a team move, but I don't know if it makes sense to do it.
What do you want to do?
When you share a vulnerability or weakness with someone, tell them a secret about your legacy, including your own true feelings about it, to clear a condition and give them influence over you.
Yeah, go for it.
And this feels like a time that, Dreadwolf is really playing on Nell's mind, especially with Diego missing. So I kind of want to have Nell have a chat with Ricochet, who's probably the person Nell trusts most out of everyone else here. Very nervous, kind of pacing on the boat. And eventually she's do you really think Diego just didn't show up, or do you think something's wrong?
Well, he's been acting really weird lately. So if he just kind of abandoned us last minute, I wouldn't be that surprised.
Really? He's messing with Dreadwolf.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of worried. I guess you probably don't know that much about them, right?
No, they showed up at homecoming and they were really strong, but I also, kind of helped Diego lose that fight so that they would leave. So who's to say who would have won if he hadn't done that?
Almost certainly Dribble. Not to throw shade on Diego or anything, it's just Fenrir. So the thing is, me and Skull are we're tied to Fenrir.
Tied, like the way you and Skull are tied to each other?
Kind of. See, in mythology anyways, Fenrir's kind of our parent.
Okay.
By which I mean we kind of also get our power from Fenrir, in a way.
So, if we take down the Dreadwolf, is that something that would affect your powers?
I don't think so, but it's also possible they might have additional control over me.
Oh.
Possibly. I don't really know, because, well, it's all very, secretive and stuff, and I was supposed to be, taught and everything, but then Skull doesn't think I should be.
That's not great.
No, so I don't know if they have Diego, if they've captured him, and I don't know if, I might kind of mess everything up.
Okay. Is it like a mental thing that you can resist?
I have no idea.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, things come to the worst, I can try to freeze you in place.
Yeah. They probably can't, hurt me. I can theoretically drown them.
Okay, well, that's what we've got Farah for. Make sure you don't drown.
Yeah, and make sure none of us drown.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be fine, right?
Should we tell Spectre?
I think it's probably fine. It's gonna be fine, right?
Yeah.
School will probably be on the other side.
Nobody wants to involve.
So you can clear a condition, and since Kitty already has influence over Nell, I believe, so you can now shift Nell's labels for free, however you would like.
Ooh. Okay, that seems like shift superior up to me. As for what goes down, I would say maybe freak down, because it's a freak type connection.
Okay, we're gonna look under the water real quick.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
It's the brackish room.
So we see Diego's vision as it opens, as you come back to yourself. You are currently underneath the water, and as you look up, you see the silhouette of a ship above you.
I'm probably immediately going to try to swim.
As you try to do that, you actually see that you feel that you are caught in something. And as you feel around you more and extend your awareness using your own sense of all the materials around you, you sense the form of Susan enveloping you.
Susan, what are you doing? Sorry. Susan, what are you doing?
I'm dealing with you, like was requested. Diego, I feel for you. Do you understand?
You're currently feeling me.
Yeah, we are. Nobody else will ever quite understand the kinds of struggles that we go through.
No,
and
you're
so
right.
I don't want to hurt you.
You're right, no one's gonna understand it, and especially not these assholes, okay?
But they can help us, dear.
Yeah, how do you know that? The guy just, betrayed me out of nowhere. What makes you think he's not gonna betray you?
Because I have, as much as it doesn't seem it, a spine, metaphorically. I don't get cold feet, and I'm willing to hurt the people that hurt me.
Susan, what have the Varsity Knights done to you?
You were trying to provoke her, it sounds
I
like.
am.
Would you like to roll that?
Can I do a transform move instead?
Sure.
Yeah, no, he is biding his time, thinking of ideas, and I think he wants to do unstoppable.
Okay.
Tries to find a weak point, and turn himself into water because they're in water and just try to squeeze out of that weak point.
You could just become what Susan is.
I was thinking
And
of
then,
that, but I
like-
don't know if that would work.
Oh yeah, if you roll that correctly, then it works, essentially.
That's Susan. We're running out of time, and I'd love to stay here and chat, but unfortunately... Oh no!
What you got?
+2, which is a 6, but I'm going to use Team Selfishness.
Okay. What are you going to say that hurts your team?
What?
What are you going to say that puts down your team, essentially, to use Team Selfishly?
To hurt the team?
Yeah, something that feels like you're not being a team player right now.
Susan, I'm sorry for what I'm about to do. See, the team might get hurt in this mission, but I am not my team. And then just like...
You shift your danger up and any label that you want down, and then you've got a 7 on that unstoppable.
For 7, choose one. Mark a condition, leave something behind, or take something with you. What would I take with me? A piece of Susan?
Yes. If you want to choose that, I know exactly what happens next.
Do it.
I'm taking a piece of Susan
Cool.
with me.
Alright,
You take her heart.
I think you immediately are alerted to the presence of 2 consciousnesses coming up from the depths. One of them you recognize as Diego, swimming at speeds hitherto unknown for him. And the other one you recognize as just like this gross blob.
Does this give me good vibes or bad vibes?
Well, Diego might give you good vibes, depends on how you feel about him. The gross blob does not give you good vibes. And Diego, I think you burst up from under the water, running right past Farah as you do, and going up onto the deck of the ship.
Nell immediately summons Axe and gets into protective stance in front of Ricochet.
Can I say that
Spectre
he-
puts himself in front of Nell because Spectre's the leader.
Can I say that he brushed through some seaweed on the way and like comes up as like a seaweed monster with this piece
Yeah.
of ooze?
I think the piece of ooze is currently like stuck to your back, so nobody sees it at the moment, and everybody just like kind of like looks at you.
Hey, am I late?
What kind of question is that?
I see how it is now!
Says the voice from behind you as the ooze begins to expand and start to envelop you again.
Very well! Then if you won't be my ally, then you'll be my enemy instead!
Yeah, you know what? Go back to where you came from. I want to just like smack her.
Oh, she's getting way too big to just smash at this point. I'll tell you what you can do is you can enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team.
Yeah. Hello everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Roleplay Radio this week. I'd like to give a huge thank you to all of the talented musicians that helped bring this podcast to life with their amazing music. You can find song names and links to their artists' web pages in the description. I would also like to thank our players who were involved in this project: Rin Garnett, Tyler Rubin, and Nikki Aguilar-Thompson. And a very special thanks to our talented GM, Michael Yang, who not only prepared this wonderful 5-part miniseries for Roleplay Radio, but who also scored and produced the Varsity Knights theme song. If you like what you heard, you can subscribe to his personal YouTube channel, which we've also shared in the description. Thanks again! I'm Alex Aguilar-Thompson, and I sure hope to see you again next week for another episode of Roleplay Radio.